Next up, I have a conversation with visionary Scott Freshman, and it is all about connectivity and high performance collaboration spaces. If you are interested in knowing a little bit more about how collaboration environments rely also on how audio, video, USB devices are distributed across the network, this next session is going to be for you. So enjoy, and I will be right back. And we're rendering again.
Hey everyone watching for this next session. Joining me is Scott Freshman for a fireside chat. First of all, how are you, Scott? And you are in Miami right now, correct?
I'm in Fort Lauderdale, and it's early for me because I'm a West Coast guy. So
Yeah, that adjustment is never fun. But for me, I feel like it's worse when I go to the West Coast.
yeah, well, it's spring break, so I'm here with the kids, and we're gonna have some fun this week.
That's awesome. Well, I wanted to bring you on because we're kind of talking about connectivity when it comes to collaboration spaces. And I wanted you to kind of talk to me a little bit about what you think is breaking down today with traditional point to point connectivity when it comes to different meeting spaces.
Sure, sure. I think the obvious thing that stands out is with point to point is it's really just not scalable. You're not able to share resources in things like divisible rooms, high value spaces where you have DSP and um, expensive PTZ cameras. Point to point really breaks down. That's where things like AV over IP, point to multi point, um, become really effective uh, and and efficient, really.
Absolutely. Where have you seen network based video or USB make a difference when it comes to deployment within those spaces?
Sure. Again, you know, the biggest shift that we're seeing is devices stop belonging to the room and they belong to the network. So again, scalability, shared resources, overflow type of workflows, things like that, really make sense for uh, the AV over IP technology.
Do you think that people often underestimate certain things when they move like peripherals like USB or even AV onto the network? Do they assume it's going to be easier than it is in your opinion?
Sometimes I think so. Really, when you're bringing stuff onto the network, you're really just moving that complexity, to the network. But you have to make sure you plan the network properly. Things like VLANs, QoS. There are challenges. There can be challenges with USB over IP because of the bandwidth requirements for USB, especially when you're down in the gigabit infrastructure. Things need to be really thought through and planned properly. But the technology works. It's again the flexibility and scalability of that point to multi-point AV over IP really opens up the um, the types of workflows that you can accommodate.
So, in your opinion, where do these systems either get too complicated or kind of fall short in terms of what they're able to do if they are not designed correctly?
Yeah, I think just the sharing of common infrastructure across the organization, being able to pool resources and share them across the network, really reduces costs overall. Eventually, imagine you have a large DSP processor in an MDF somewhere, and you want to share that across multiple rooms. AV over IP allows you to do that.
What type of meeting room spaces, if there is like a particular space that benefits the most from this kind of approach? Is it bigger or smaller or really any?
I think divisible rooms is one of the biggest benefits from the AV over IP technology. Being able to combine spaces or rearrange spaces. I think that the AV over IP technology allows for that flexibility in these spaces today where point to point really locked you in before.
Got you. And you talked a lot about flexibility, but when an integrator is designing these systems, in your opinion, like how do you think they should think about balancing flexibility and performance?
Um, I think that the integrators need to, you know, just consider the limitations of the network. They need to plan for bandwidth requirements. Again, VLANing and things like this are really important to consider to get right. You want to make sure that the design supports the workflows that the users need today.
For technical end users as well, like the in-house AV integrators, those who are actually like monitoring these systems and kind of like using them and making sure things are working day to day, how should they be thinking about these systems? So like, after they're designed, after they're in there, how should the person monitoring be thinking about this to also avoid limitations?
Right. Well, I think again, now that all of these endpoints are on the network, it makes the AV manager's job a lot easier in some respects. Things that they should be looking for, again, uh, bottlenecks in bandwidth, things like this. But having these endpoints on the network makes them a lot easier to talk to monitor, to see, to check the status of. So I think it provides a big benefit for them.
Yeah. Well, I think that was all the questions that I had, Scott. I wanted to give you a couple minutes now to plug Visionary and talk a little bit about what you guys do.
Oh, thanks. Visionary is a network audio video company. We do AV over IP endpoints with USB connectivity, coincidentally. Again, with the AV over IP, I think USB over IP in particular uh, can have some challenges. You need to make sure you find endpoints that can support things like VLAN tagging that implement, give you the ability to route that USB over IP separately from the audio and video. Those can be really strong features when you're looking at this kind of technology.
Awesome. And last question for you, where can people find more about Visionary and everything that you guys do?
You can find us on the web at www.visionary-av.com.
Awesome. Well, Scott, thank you so much for joining me for this session and have a good rest of the spring break that you are on.
Thank you.